And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's.
Okay.
This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Okay.
So let's take a look.
Okay. I'm curious. June 2011. The Tower. Okay.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant.
Sure.
It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world.
Maybe that's the point.
It's a very cold game.
Sure. Again, maybe that's the point. Is that a giant gate? Don't crush me. Whoa. It's very industrial.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible.
Oh.
And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay. Again, you seem to like to disrupt his games. Again, I don't think playability is his goal when a lot of his games seem to be metaphors. And that's fine. A game doesn't have
And
to be
fair,
playable.
it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable.
But why does it have to be
Like the house
playable?
cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever.
Yeah.
I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Why does there have to be one? But also, like, if a game doesn't have an ending, maybe it's not supposed to.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time.
Well, you
If
do
I could have
seem...
reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
I skipped one. Okay. But, like, yeah, some games just aren't meant to be playable because they're meant for the creator to create. In my personal opinion, at least. Because at the end of the day, creating games should be about enjoying what you're creating. From a game dev perspective, anyway. Like, if you're not trying to make money off of them, which a lot of people don't, it's totally fine to just...
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side.
Fair enough.
So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
But are you supposed to be able to?
I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
But it's not your problem to fix.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Okay. He made this game specifically with you in mind. I'm
Was I
guessing.
a failure for not understanding this game?
I don't know.
I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
Here's my interpretation. Every time you would get one of Coda's games, you would alter it because you didn't like how it worked. It wasn't playable for you, so you altered someone else's creation to make it more palatable for you. And if you keep doing that and then sharing his games, I would be pretty pissed off too, because it's like you're missing the point and you're changing my games.
2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person.
No, you don't.
I have no idea who this person is.
And that's fine.
It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Because they might not mean anything. It doesn't have to mean something. But also it's the fact that you're brute forcing your way through all of his games, searching for a meaning that might not be there. The guy might just be fucking around with, like, mechanics.
I felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy.
There it is.
It was that I needed to see myself in someone else.
So you're the one with insecurities.
To be someone other than me.
I see. Which is understandable.
And left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Well, maybe he didn't want to be a mirror for you anymore. That would be exhausting. To be friends with someone who's constantly trying to pick you apart. Well, I'm telling you, man, this is where you screwed up. You screwed up. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I?
Probably.
It's because of what I did.
Yeah.
I poisoned it for you.
Yep. Seems that way.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. You've so infected my personal space that it's impossible, that it's possible...
People who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Give them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? The lampposts aren't codas. Would you simply let them be what they are?
And I didn't have anything left to show people.
Because it wasn't yours to show.
I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
When I am around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with that thing that you're wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
You did! And when you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything. There's no lover.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up.
Do you?
If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me?
Yes! Go to
'Cause
therapy!
I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work.
Yeah.
But I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again. Like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me.
There might
Can I
be.
apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it?
No.
I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Yep. That would do it. Epilogue. Yeah, when you put so much of yourself into other people, people don't like it. People don't like it when you use them. And that's pretty much what this guy was doing to Coda. Using Coda's work. Stealing and altering Coda's work to feel better about themselves. I would feel bad for this person, but...
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Sure. You want to be praised. Want to be told how awesome you are. It happens. But hurting other people as a result is not ideal. Okay. Okay. Do I go back? But yeah, like, always trying to seek comfort in someone else's creations, changing it repeatedly because it doesn't fit what you want it to, is like, is horrid. I'm sorry, but it is. You cannot fix other people. Other people don't need to be fixed.
Solution.
You don't need a solution. This is a cool game.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
What?
Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Maybe he just likes making prisons. Why would you tell people that he was depressed? That's so fucked up. Like, if my friend started telling everyone that I was depressed, I would be really upset with them.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are.
Him or you?
They'll hate you.
It's not hate, it's pity. I pity you. I pity the amount of hurt you hold. But you can't use it as an excuse to hurt other people because you are damaged and hurt. Well, not damaged, but because you are in pain, you do not get to hurt other people. This gives me Stanley Parable 2 vibes. Like the Ultra Deluxe Edition. This space right here. But, like, the Stanley Parable's such a good game. Why do you feel... I guess it was in the past, but still. Stanley Parable's so good.
I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation. What would that even be?
Money. No, I'm kidding.
It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable.
Yeah?
Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
That's real. That's so real. I know so many people who, like, cannot deal with not... I know so many people who need external validation to function. And I don't personally relate to that as much. I mean, I guess I do a little bit, especially with this channel. I feel the need to, like, be seen by more people. I feel the need to be liked by people. But, like, I'm not gonna...
I think I need to go.
You probably do. You need to go to therapy.
I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
Personal work? Probably, yeah.
I have a lot that I need to make up for.
Maybe.
So I'm just gonna...
I understand. Mental health is quite a journey for people. It's rough. It's not easy. It's definitely not an easy journey. It's rough. There are setbacks. But it's worth it. Doing the work to keep yourself healthy and in a good, like, mental space, and to to undo all of the shitty things you may have done, it's worth it. It will always be worth it. If you are struggling, if you feel like you need help, or you may be hurting the people around you, or you may be hurting yourself, I think you should seek help. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. It's for your health and for your safety. It's like why you go to the doctor or the dentist. You need it to feel good. Because if you don't feel good, what's the point? But you can't use it as an excuse to hurt people. It just doesn't work like that. Poor mental health is not an excuse to hurt other people, especially when they do not deserve to be hurt that way. Yeah. It may be part of an explanation, but it cannot be your excuse as to why you're hurting someone else. Because other people deserve better than to be lashed out at, or to be used as a punching bag, or to be used as an excuse, or just to be used in general. You don't deserve that, other people don't deserve that either. So yeah. I don't know. I feel the need to talk about mental health a lot sometimes. I've struggled with my mental health personally, and I think it's important that people understand that there's nothing wrong with struggling with mental health. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. And sometimes it's just very necessary. A lot of people have a lot of hurt that they either weren't aware of, or that they just didn't think was an issue until it becomes an issue. Like, this guy clearly didn't think he had a problem until he hurt and pushed away someone he considered a friend to the point where that person doesn't talk to him anymore. And he hurt that person and emotionally damaged that person to a kind of unforgivable point. Which is unfair. I'm gonna float. Oh, into darkness. I float into darkness. And we find ourselves in a massive labyrinth. That's what life is, right? You're stuck in a maze. You don't know the way out. Nobody does. Now I'm not sure if this game is real, or if this was just a character that was created. I'm not sure. But either way, it's a really good message about how you should understand your worth and the worth of the people around you. So yeah. For R.
Turn back from this cave.
Who's R?
You said
This project would not have been possible without the following individuals: Matthew Brait, Ryan Roth, Helena Heron, Richard Flanagan, Jesus Igueres, Lydia Nelson. I didn't get to read the rest. Turn Back. Written by Helena Heron, performed by Helena Heron and Ryan Roth. It's a nice song. Additional thanks: Aviva Pinchas. Oh god, there's so many names. Eduardo, Felix, Gabrielle, George, James, Jenny, Matt, Maddie, Nathan, Rami, Robin, Rusty, Sam. Oh. That was good. That was a good game. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm glad that you guys stuck with me to the end. That game's... It's good. It's a good lesson on projection and how to take care of your mental health, but also, game design doesn't have to have a meaning. Any game doesn't have to have a purpose. It doesn't have to be playable. I mean, it probably should be if you're gonna publish it, but, like, a game doesn't have to be polished for it to be good enough. You can make a game for fun. You can make a game without a purpose, without a reason, just to fuck around. And that is okay. So, thank you for sticking with me through this journey. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!